dating and in marriage. What's up? I'm Tash.
And I'm Coach B.
Welcome. If you guys are new, let us know when you can hear us. Today is our weekly live stream, Friday
Yes.
live stream. Happy Friday, ladies. And it's going to be good. This is going to be really, really helpful for you ladies that are single or even married. And for those of you that don't know us, I was a former single mom with 4 little kids before I met my
Yes.
bachelor.
A lifelong bachelor with 0 children coming in.
And this is what we do. We help our ladies really do a lot of inner healing of their nervous system, of their feminine energy, which is what draws the masculine energy to you. Really help you transform your body, transform your relationships, and get you ready for marriage. And if you are married, we have a lot of married ladies, and we've helped a lot of marriages. Hey, babe.
Exactly. So definitely excited to have you ladies on today. I know we had a couple of videos early this week that we wanted to
Yes.
kind of dive a little more into, answer
Yes.
questions, give more detail surrounding those videos, and just answer your questions as well. We'll make sure
Yes.
we jump on answering your questions sometime either in between or towards the end. So keep those questions coming so we can answer those as well.
All right. Welcome, welcome. All right. So I'm assuming you guys can hear us okay. Yes. Okay. So, yeah, we had a video this week. Coach B and I had a video this week. And what you said, honey, was so good. And I think it's really important for women to hear this from men. It's one thing for us ladies to talk and say what we think men want. But when you hear from an actual man, especially a healthy, healed, masculine energy man, not a feminine man, a masculine energy man that's in that provider role, that chose to marry a single mom with 4 kids, to parent them, to provide for them, to provide for the whole household, is very different opinion. Your opinion holds a lot more weight, honey.
Yes.
But one thing you said this week that got the ladies' attention was that most men don't they don't want a bunch of women.
Yes.
They want one woman. Maybe you can elaborate on that.
Yeah. So just even going a little deeper on it, I know a lot of times people think that men are looking for all these different women. And even in
Yeah.
some cases, you'll see men with multiple women. It's
Yeah.
open, it's no issue. But what most healthy masculine energy men are looking for is one woman who brings so much to the table, who's able to switch it up. She's able to be all that he desires. And that's the wife, that's the person outside of that, in a sense of you're the wife at home, you're able to take care of stuff, your wife duties, but you're also fun without really being out there. You have all these qualities that we're looking for because we understand that taking care and being taken care of and being with one woman is tough. So most men don't want to have to juggle 4 or 5 women. It's too much to remember. It's too many text messages. It's too much on the schedule. But when we find that one woman becomes the wife. If men don't find that one woman, you'll see them messing with different women, talking to different women. But our desire is to be with one woman who brings all that to the table. Because trust me, I know guys, and I see even online guys that have all these women. It looks fun, but it's stressful. It's too much to handle on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
And most men don't want to go that direction.
Yes, it's so good. And it's a win-win situation for us ladies. So I love giving you girls the perspective of being in a second marriage. So this is my second marriage. My first marriage, I had a very successful marriage before he passed away, but I did things a lot differently back then than I do now because you're just not aware of it.
Yeah.
And I made a lot of what I would call mistakes that a lot of other wives make. And this is why I like sharing this with you girls, like being super vulnerable and sharing this with you, because I know this is either going to help save your marriage or it's going to help you to know this before you go into your next marriage so you feel good. See what typically happens. Hey ladies, I see you.
Hey
I see
Dana,
you. What's
hey
up?
ladies.
What typically happens with most women, especially the women in our community, I'm not going to say this is all women, but the women that I tend to attract are the good-hearted women, the overgivers, the women that are willing to sacrifice themselves for their work or for their business or for their clients, but especially for their husband and for their kids. We just are naturally like that. I attract a lot of healthcare worker type people, a lot of business owners, just people that are in those types of industries, a lot of therapists, a lot of business owners like life coaches and stuff. Those are typically my people because we love to give. We love to give. Most of the women in my community love God. They want to serve. They just want to help everybody, right? And then you get yourself into a relationship. A lot of times you're not even married yet, or you are married and then you just completely abandon yourself and you're giving and you're giving and you're giving and you're giving. And, you get the hormone issues happening, and then the polarity completely fizzles out in your relationship, or you tend to attract the men that need to be taken care of. So what happens is, and even if you're like, quote unquote, a power couple, meaning you're both very good at being in your masculine energy. As a woman, I'm very good at being in my masculine energy. Most boss babes are. We're very good at we have a very developed masculine energy. This is why we're very successful in whatever it is that we do, right? But what happens is it tends to neutralize the relationship. So yeah, you might get a lot of stuff done. You might have great kids together. People might look at you on the outside like, oh, they're such a great couple. But it actually fizzles out the polarity in the attraction in the relationship long term. Or what tends to happen is the woman starts to lean more on her masculine, and he naturally, subconsciously will lean more in his feminine, and that also fizzles out the attraction. So what I'm doing differently in this marriage, and I take full responsibility for this, is I switch things up. Instead of me always being in my masculine of like, I'll do everything for you, for the kids, for my husband, for work, for business, whatever, I pause and I'm like, okay, what do I feel like? What do I need today? How do I want to dress today? What is it that I need? And when I put myself first, and this is what I encourage my ladies to do in a healthy way, giving yourself what you need, switching up the hair, switching up the outfits, taking care of your body, saying no, having healthy boundaries, doing things that are fun, even if the house is messy one day, just because you and your husband need to go and have some fun together. Stuff like that is what keeps that attraction and that romance in the marriage and in the relationship, because you're giving him that space to come towards you.
Yeah. And really switching things up is so key, because you can be 3 or 4 different women just by maybe switching your hair up, switching your outfits up, and then really making a conscious decision. Because when you're a lady who's been in leadership positions, you're a lady who maybe a single mom that's been taking care of things around the house. Initially, you have to make conscious decisions to take a step back. And over time, that becomes more natural, more normal when you get around the healthy masculine. But initially, you have to make that conscious decision. And sometimes it doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel good to step back, because what it is, this is the person that you've become, that you're separating yourself from. You're going back to your natural way of being in your feminine, but you've been in your masculine so much that sometimes it can feel really uncomfortable in situations where, he's saying something about the kids. He's making a decision that you normally make. Right. And now he's coming in making those decisions. And this is for the married ladies, for the ladies that are engaged, for the ladies that are in serious relationships, where you're with the man who's really stepping up in his masculine, who's really taking care and providing for you all. For him to really be able to function fully, you have to take a step back in those areas and allow him to be the man that he is. Otherwise, like you said, babe, we'll naturally take a step back, because most masculine men, we're not looking for confrontation with masculine men. We're not looking for fights, because we know if it goes there, then it's going all the way there. That's where fights happen. That's where things happen where it's like men look like they lost control. So most men step back unless it gets to the point where it's no other option. So they'll step back. It'll look like they're really not stepping up in their masculine. But I would say really look to see if you're giving them that space to allow them to be the men that they need to be for you.
So good, babe.
Yes.
And this takes a lot of conscious intention. Okay, ladies, especially when you're used to being the person that solves a problem. Like
Yes.
if you're a single mom, you have to function your masculine and feminine energy. Like,
Yes.
let's just be real.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is why I love coming on here and helping my single mamas on how to do this.
Yes.
Because most women are like, I don't have a choice. You do have a choice, babe. You do have a choice. This is stuff that I had to practice before he came into the picture. Okay, so these are the things that we have to heal ahead of time.
Yes.
And the reason why I was saying this is a win-win is because when you switch things up and you learn how to really, heal your nervous system, learn how to be in more your feminine energy, you feel better. You look better, you feel better, you're going to feel happier, your anxiety is going to go down, your hormones are going to be more balanced, you are just going to be so much more attractive in general. So it's a win-win situation. The man is the bonus. This is what I tell my ladies. We're not doing this just to get a man. We're doing this because it feels good for us. And then naturally, what happens, the byproduct of that is you start attracting all these different men that want to marry you because you stand out. So here's the other thing. So imagine, you're getting ice cream. Who wants to eat the same ice cream or dessert all the time? Nobody. Right? Like just having plain vanilla ice cream would be so boring. Plain chocolate ice cream would be so boring. It may be once in a while, but we like to switch it up, right? We like to have like some cookies and cream. We like to add some like fudge sauce, some strawberries, some nuts. We like to switch up our cones. We like to switch it up. This is how we are just as humans, right? And especially for the masculine. So the masculine is all about consistency. It's about stability. It's about structure. It can feel boring, right? Because it's so consistent, but it's also very necessary, right? Like a healthy masculine energy man is that consistency. The feminine, we are the ones that bring that fun. We bring the different flavors. We bring that diversity. And like what Coach B is saying, it's not about the guy looking at other women. It's about he's looking at the different versions of you. It's like, oh, I didn't know she had that side.
Exactly.
And not like, the crazy side. We're not talking about that. We're talking about like, oh, I didn't know she's like this. Or I didn't know she's fun and into this. Or, a little bit of adventure, a little bit of that introvert, a little bit of that, want to go out and have fun together. That sexy side of you, that mothering, nurturing side of you. You're never stuck in one avatar. You're never stuck in one character, which is what so many women do. And that's how I was in my first marriage. And I just don't do that anymore.
Yeah. And it's so good what you were saying, even about how healthy masculine energy is so consistent, so disciplined, just so structured. And we're going to continue to be that way, no matter who's in our life. But that's why we go out and find someone. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing.
Yes, and
obtains
obtains
favor.
blessing. Yes.
But we find a wife who's bringing that fun and that flavor that we just don't have. And we're okay that we don't have it. Because what we don't want is someone, even though it sounds fun, it sounds interesting, most men don't want someone who's just like them. We have everything in common. We just love the same things. No, you love going to, like we're going to go today, you love going to the hair supply house and to the makeup and all of that. We'll go with you, but most men will sit down on the bench or will just be walking around looking in their phone. Because we don't enjoy that. But we know it's a necessity for you to look the way that you desire to look. It's a necessity because this is what's fun to you. So we'll do it with you. But if you're finding men that love doing those type of things with you, then really look to see, is this the masculine man that you want to be with? Because most of the times we'll do things out of love, but we don't do it because we love doing it.
Exactly. That's so good. And here's the thing, ladies, and whoever's watching this, we're not just talking about how to be married. We're talking about how to keep attraction and polarity in a relationship, in marriage, where the man is totally obsessed with you in a healthy way. And the thing is, this is not common knowledge because this is why we have divorce rates that are over 50%. And in second marriages, the divorce rate is up to 70%. Okay. So yes, this stuff works. This is just the natural masculine feminine energy attraction that happens. Now you can have a marriage that is boring. And if you want to do that, go for it. But if you want to switch things up, you want to keep that romance
Yes.
alive, then these are things that will really, really help you with that.
Yeah.
But let's check into some of your guys' questions, because I saw there were some questions over here earlier.
Yes. Let's see if we have any questions. And Meador support, if you could just pin a couple of questions where we can go ahead and answer those, we'll definitely appreciate that. But definitely just really the conversation around what men desire. Because a lot of times
Yes.
women may do things and men will do it as well based on what they just believe or what they've
Yes.
heard.
Or
But
what they want.
yes, what they think,
Yeah.
this is what
Yeah.
I would want, so this is what he
Yes.
wants. And
Yes.
that's never the case. What you desire is not the way we're looking at things. We desire things in a whole different way because we're coming from a different perspective. We're coming from the
Yes.
protecting, we're coming from
Yes.
providing.
Yes.
So we're looking for someone who needs to be protected, someone who wants to be provided for.
Yes.
If we're coming into a situation where you have everything taken care of, like, I don't need you to provide, I don't need you to protect me, I got this.
Yeah.
Let's just go on trips and enjoy each other.
Yes.
That won't work for most men.
Yes.
I don't care how fun it sounds. Men, we don't feel like we're bringing much to the table if you don't allow us to be who we are in those areas. So just wanted to throw that out there. But I think Meador Support has a question. You want to read it, babe?
Okay. So I went on a date with a guy and it was great. We both had expressed how much we enjoyed it, and wanted to see each other again. Shortly after, he stopped reaching out and then recently asked to reconnect. So it sounds like you guys went on a date, had a great time, then he kind of stopped reaching out, and then now he reconnected, or now he wants to reconnect with you. What do you think, honey?
Well, this sounds so common, and this is what happens so many times with a lot of men. And
Yes.
it didn't happen necessarily with us. We talked for a while, and then
Yeah.
you decided that you didn't want to talk moving forward because it just wasn't going in the direction that you desired.
Yeah.
But when you're just going out on dates with guys, first off, remember you're just going out to have fun. It's no connection. It's no, even though it might be a great date, you're not just waiting on him to call. You're just having fun. So
Yeah.
when you go out and on your side, you feel like you had a great time and he doesn't reconnect. A lot of time men have rosters. Men have women that they're dating, women that they're doing things with. And sometimes you may be just one of those women. So he's not trying to settle down with you necessarily. But if you're doing the things that stand out, then it's like he may circle back like, okay, this one right here is different. Right. This one right here stood out for whatever the case is. But during those first couple of dates, men have rosters. They're dating different women. And fortunately, unfortunately, you're one of the women they're dating until it's some separating, until he tells you and asks you specifically to be exclusive. He's not exclusive with you, and he's playing the field to try to feel things out. So it's nothing against you. But that's just the way things work. And that's why we always tell you, make sure you're rotationally dating. You're not having sex with these guys, but you're getting to know different guys. You're going out having fun. If he does come back like that, then you have that conversation with him in a sense where, like, okay, I haven't heard from you in a while. You may give him another chance. You may not. But you have to set those boundaries when that space, when he doesn't get back in contact with you. Set boundaries, then make a decision. Or do you even want to spend more time with this guy, even though it was super fun?
Okay, so I'm going to give you the feminine energy perspective. And I'm so glad that you heard the masculine energy perspective, because we're just going to give you truth. And it's not a bad thing. Exactly what Coach B is saying. Assume the guy that you are dating is dating other women. Like, assume that. Like, not in a triggered way, but he should date other women. He should talk to other women, because then he's going to see how amazing you are. Now, first of all, if you're not doing your own inner work and you haven't had your own glow up where you're taking such good care of yourself, like, you're a prize, you are a catch, then you're going to feel super triggered and insecure and in your needy energy and like hoping that this guy will want to be with you. But when you're really doing your inner work and inner healing and like in your feminine and like working on your body and you are confident, like all the stuff that I teach my girls in the Feminine Energy Academy, then you want the guy to go talk to other girls. Go for it. Go for it. And you
Ah,
are not triggered because you are rotationally dating also.
mm,
And what that does for the woman, like what Coach B says, you're not sleeping with these guys, you're not intimate with these guys, you're not getting emotionally attached to these
mhm,
guys. You are allowing these guys to pursue you.
mm,
You're allowing them to take you on dates. You're allowing them to do whatever they want to impress you,
mm,
right? And then you hold your boundaries as a woman. And what happens is it will make you so freaking
yeah,
attractive to the man because they're like, she's not blowing up my phone.
yeah,
I can sense she's not needy. Oh, she's busy this weekend.
yes,
She already has another date planned. When we first started
yes.
talking, and we just started talking,
Mhm,
and we things were amazing. We're
mm.
talking, and I'm like, I gotta go. I have a date, and he was just like
What?
thrown
Right.
off, like him, the guy, the bachelor that can date
Exactly.
whoever he wants. No girl tells me this.
Even if you're doing it, I had
Yeah.
never heard that before. So,
Yes, and yeah, I'm saying it not in a manipulative
right.
way or trying to make you jealous. I'm dating for marriage. So for you, babe, you have that energy too. So if you genuinely had a great connection with a guy and you want to allow him to take you out again, sure. But like what Coach B says is you have those boundaries in place,
Yeah.
right? Like he doesn't get access to you.
Mm,
Like he doesn't get, you're not sleeping with him. He
right.
doesn't get intimate access with you. And you're busy also. So if you want to go on a date, go on a date. And he feels so good in your presence. You look like a delicious snack. Like he's like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Not calling this girl right away. Like that's the energy you're carrying, right? And then the next time he's, maybe he's like, oh, I want to see you tomorrow. You're like, oh, sorry, babe, I already got another date. I'm rotationally dating for marriage. And then so you're never putting pressure on the guy ever, but you are telling him without telling him that you are seriously dating for marriage.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and what happens when you tell them that you have other stuff going on? I have a date. Like even with
Yeah.
Natasha, I didn't know if she was taking her daughter on a date,
Yeah.
if she was going
Yeah.
out on a date with a guy, with her
Yeah.
friends. That part you don't even have to go into detail
Yeah. You don't
on
have to
because
tell him any of that.
you don't owe the guy anything at that point. You're
Yeah.
just getting to know him. But just when you're saying that, and you don't even have to tell him you're rotationally dating, like we don't tell you we're rotationally dating. We don't tell,
No.
so you don't have to tell the guy I'm rotationally dating
Exactly.
for marriage. You can tell him,
Exactly.
I'm going on a date. You can even, if it gets to the point where like, I'm only dating for marriage. But
Yeah.
whatever else you're doing, you don't have to go in detail because that causes us to really think like, what is she doing? Where is she at? Right? We were in different countries. She was in Canada. I was in
Yeah.
Chicago. Shout out
Yeah.
to my Chi-Town people. I was in
Yeah.
Chicago and I was trying to figure out how can we make this happen because
Yeah.
even though in my mind I didn't know how I would feel, but when she said that, I felt a certain way, and
Yes.
that caused me to really start rearranging things and putting things in place so I could potentially go up there and stop all these dates, whatever dates they
And that's what he did.
were.
I love it.
So
And also, this helps you, ladies, because the wrong guy is not going to care.
yeah,
A guy that is not
that's so true.
serious, he is not going to care if you're
That's
talking to
so
other guys, if you're dating other guys. He'll be like, okay, hit me up later.
yeah. Just
Like,
call me when you're done.
yeah, yeah, I'll be the booty call,
Yes.
when you're lonely.
Yeah.
And so it's a really good filtering system.
Yes. It definitely is. So
Yeah, yeah,
it'll work itself out as long as you do things in the way, in the feminine energy academy way.
Chi-town,
Chi-town, what's
Chi-town.
happening? So definitely, that was a great question though, because we hear that question so much in the feminine energy academy, and then we just hear it with the ladies that jump on our YouTube in the
Yeah,
comment section. So definitely, and we also, and we didn't go over this, but last Saturday in the masterclass, a couple of the
yeah,
ladies asked questions similar to
yeah,
that. So you have to be in the Feminine Energy Academy. Jump in. It's a free trial. We do this weekly, daily,
yes.
so we can help answer any of your questions.
And we have another girl in our Feminine Energy Academy that is engaged. She's
Yes.
getting married in 3 months. We're so excited. This is a common thing that happens with our ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy when they trust the process.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because we're helping you have your glow up. We're helping you do your inner healing so you're not triggered, so you can hold boundaries, so you feel worthy enough to date different guys and attract healthy masculine energy men that actually want to marry you. even if you're divorced,
Yes.
even if you're over 50, even if you've had babies, even it doesn't matter what you look like all this BS lies that we tell ourselves, these things are really, really important that you heal and you upgrade before you get onto that dating scene so you can
Yes.
attract the type of man that you deserve, babe.
Yes. And
Yeah.
Jackie, it was a lot of other steps, but
Yes.
definitely made the move so she wasn't out
Yes.
there exposed to the elements.
He knew. He knew.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
So that's,
It's so funny.
yes.
Okay, so I saw something else here. Okay, think like a boss. Oh, so he said I was perfect. Of course, they all tell you that. And oh, we're getting more packages delivered. And his life was in turmoil, and that he was sorry for not properly communicating, but he wants to reclaim his bride. Ooh, I told him only if he treats me as such. Yeah, girl.
Yeah. So
For sure.
when guys step away,
Yeah.
and when they come back, a lot of times we come back with all the right words. So I'm so because we know what it takes. I mean, most guys have been in situationships.
Yeah.
And we talk about that in the Feminine Energy Academy, where it's just a cycle, repeated cycle of we're talking, we're not talking, we're together, we're not together. And you look up, they dragged it out 2-3 years.
Yeah.
But it's so important with you in that situation that not only what he says, but what he does.
Yeah.
What he does is so important. And you not just taking him back. He has to go through a process of earning you, earning your time, earning your attention, even though this may be the guy that you're just in love with. And this is your husband, whatever the situation is. And I'm not just talking to you, but just the ladies in general. You may know this is your husband. I know Natasha mentioned later that she was like, man, everything went well. What happened?
Yeah.
So not that she knew I was her husband, but a lot of stuff was going well.
It all checked off.
Yeah, all checked off. But I still had to go through the process of not only saying the right thing, doing the right things, moving to Canada, changing my lifestyle, just changing everything to not only show her that I was committed to her, but to see if this could work. To see if we're going all in, I'm moving there. Let's see how things work out. Let's see how I adjust to the kids, how the kids adjust to me, how we adjust to being around each other daily. So it's so many steps that you have to make sure you go through. And when he comes back, because he's taking a step away from you for whatever reason. And men always say, well, I don't want to see you hurt. I don't want to be in your way. Whatever the case is, forget what he's saying. Make him work not work in a way where it's like you're manipulative, but you're making him work because you don't want any of your time wasted.
Ladies, you know how you act when you don't like a guy and he's like totally obsessed with you, in love with you, right? Like every woman can relate to this. It's like some guy you like would never date. Maybe he's a great friend. You could only see him as a friend. And this guy's like in love with you, right? That's how you need to be with the guys you date. Where you're not in your needy pick-me energy, you're totally yourself. Like, you still take care of yourself, you still look good and all that stuff, but you have like no attachment to these guys. You don't care. You don't even notice if they call you or text you because you're so busy having fun, living your life. That is the energy you need to have when you're rotationally dating with these guys, especially if it's a guy that meets all your checks off all your boxes. You're like, this guy is amazing. I can see myself married to him. It's especially important that you stay in that energy of like, I don't even notice. Okay, ladies, that is the secret hack right there. Now, unless you've done inner healing in your nervous system, if your nervous system is dysregulated, you have masculine energy wounds, you have abandonment, rejection wounds, you got anxiousness, all that stuff. You don't feel good about yourself, maybe because you've had babies, you've had kids, or you've been divorced, or your 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever. Then that's when I really, really encourage you girls to do that personal development, do that inner work, because that's what's going to give you the confidence. You're going to look good. You're going to feel good. And then naturally the guys are going to be totally obsessed with you because you're not in your needy energy anymore. You're not attached to anybody. Plus you're rotationally dating. So naturally it activates that competitiveness in the masculine energy, their sperm, right? They need something to compete with. right? And like what Coach B always says, his tagline is no man wants a woman that no other man wants.
Yeah. Yeah. And as long as you have those boundaries around your rotational dating,
Yeah.
men will desire you. Now, if you're rotationally dating and you're sleeping with these guys,
Yeah.
then you're off the list.
Yeah.
You're good. Like they say, you're for the streets, so you're good.
They can sense it.
Yes. But if you're not sleeping with these guys, men, trust me, men will respect what you're doing.
Yeah.
Men will honor what you're doing,
Yeah.
and they'll step up to the plate if they're the right one. If they're not, like you just said,
Yeah.
they'll fall off.
They'll fall off. And you're not for everybody. You're not trying to be for everybody, right? You're perfect for your husband. All right, ladies, how are you guys doing? You guys are heaven sent. Thank you. All right. Do you girls have any other questions? This is so good.
We may have missed a couple of questions, me and Adora support. If you could tag any questions that we missed so we can just address it for them.
And also, ladies, tomorrow we're doing a masterclass. So every Saturday we have private masterclasses in the Feminine Energy Academy. Tomorrow it's all about camera confidence. So that's where I help my ladies. This is brand new that I just added to the Feminine Energy Academy, ladies only. And it's how to be confident on camera. So whether it's for social media, whether it's for Zoom calls for work, whether it's FaceTiming with guys, knowing how to communicate with guys at the very beginning on dating. Yes, ladies, you need to be super magnetic in your energy. So I'm going to be sharing all my secrets tomorrow in the Feminine Energy Academy just for those ladies. Okay.
And I just love the camera confidence because not only is it on camera, but it extends beyond that.
Exactly.
It's just the confidence in life, confidence as people approach you, and knowing how to respond in a way that's fun and light without being standoffish, without being
awkward.
Without being awkward. Just knowing how to respond. So it just goes in so many different, it works in so many different areas of your life.
Yes. So good. Awesome.
Did we have any other questions? Ladies, make sure you get those questions in now. This is the time. All those questions you wanted answered about your relationship, just any question that we can help answer now. This is the time.
Yeah. And if you have private questions, so once you get into the Feminine Energy Academy, you'll get a private message from both of us, and then you can tell us your story or what it is that you're going through. Because sometimes people don't want to just say everything over, on this public live stream. So in there in the Feminine Energy Academy, that is your safe place for you to just talk with us, tell us what you're going through. I promise you, there's nothing we haven't heard. We've heard everything from toxic marriages, infidelity, to divorces, to situationships, to everything. We hear it all, and we definitely help you girls with this. I'm crying. Thank you so much. You have helped me so much. Oh, yes. Jesus definitely loves us and definitely loves you. Exactly. It's all about being the bride. That's what we teach, actually, is for teaching the ladies how to heal those masculine energy wounds. What starts with healing your relationship with the divine masculine. Because if that relationship is broken, then you're actually walking in an energy of like a widowed energy or an orphan energy versus a bride energy. And the bride energy is that's what puts you into that receiving mode. Not only with God and like having God provide for you, but also with your husband. It's going to change everything for you. Absolutely everything for you. Yes, I love it.
Definitely love all the questions.
We got lots of interesting people on this live stream today.
It must be a day off today. People called off work today. Join
or they just don't work.
Thanks for joining anyway.
They don't work. I love it. All right, ladies. Well, we are going to get going now. And so we'll see you in the Feminine Energy Academy. We also have the Princess Bundle if you want to try that and you don't want to be part of the community. We will leave the link there for you below as well. And we'll see you on tomorrow's Masterclass. And we love you, ladies. Anything else you want to
No, just jump into the Feminine Energy Academy. We can answer those intimate questions you have. And then we have a community of ladies that are there supportive as well, that help each other, that have gotten through difficult times in their life, and that are assisting each other through the process. So jump in, nothing but love in there, and we love to have you.
Okay, talk to the ladies. Bye.
Bye.